I think one of the most interesting things that is overlooked is that women had a lot more agency and freedom in the 18th century than is generally talked about or recognized, especially widowed women, but even married women. As far as roles in the British Army go, there were some women who actually were paid better than their husbands for work that they did employed by the British Army.
So what work would they do?
A variety of things. Most common was being a washerwoman, so taking any of the dirty clothes, linens, maybe coats, breeches, stockings, anything that needed to be washed. That was a common and typical job that was, needed. You always need a washerwoman. You also might be a sutler, bringing in either supplemental food or issuing the rations that were given to soldiers, especially to keep them from straying out of camp for any reason. And then there would also be nurses. So a little bit different than what we might think of as a nurse in like the Civil War or 20th century nurses, but women would work as nurses because same as being a washerwoman, you're always going to need somebody to take care of sick soldiers. In the 18th century, the biggest killer of any army was disease. It wasn't warfare. So people were sick all the time for a variety of reasons. They could also get injured during drill. If you were a nurse, that's one of those positions where you might have been paid even more than your husband, who is in the army itself. They would be in charge of general cleanliness, making sure that people get fed, that things are changed.
Now, I understand that probably women weren't supposed to be fighting, but that doesn't mean they didn't, so did that happen?
Yeah, so for the British Army, at least, during the Revolution, there's no documented case of women in ranks, but there is at least one case prior to the Revolution of a woman possibly being in the army itself, but definitely being a Marine, so on a ship. And she even successfully was able to get a pension after her service when it did come to light that she was a woman. But during the Revolution itself, there's no true records of women being in ranks in the British Army, but there's plenty of evidence of women being in the ranks in the provincial, so continental side. And there's actually more documented cases of women serving in the American Revolution than there are in the American Civil War.